Sean, I'm frustrated and tired of the Administrator General's department. You know my son is 19 and I know me not get nothing from them. Yeah, me not get nothing from them. Every day this lady I tell me say me need to prove relationship because Ryan named the pan my son birth paper. And you know the other child, alright? Yeah, my friend, tell me what I'm to do because I can't bother.
So Pinky, I have to tell you the same thing. Because Roy's name is not on your son's birth certificate, you need to prove relationship to the deceased. The other child has his father's name on the birth certificate, so there's no issue there.
And you know, so the lady tell me say I need one of 3 documents. One name declaration of paternity, the other one name affiliation order, and the other one name maintenance order from the court. Which one of them me I go want?
Yes, Pinky, the one that you need is a declaration of paternity order. Because what that will show, it will show that RJ is the son of the deceased and eventually prove relationship. And this is according to the Status of Children Act. So here's what I'm going to let you do. I'm going to send you down to court and I want for you to go down there and deal with it as soon as possible. Because you don't want for RJ to lose in his inheritance. So go quickly and get it done.
Okay, never get it done. It's like how the baby mother there walk and tell people say my son a jacket and Ryan never own him. Me go do it because I don't want my son to dislike me because of this.
You want to take it. Get it done as soon as possible.
Okay.
Immortal words of Adisha Palmer, you know your baby father. Welcome back, Sunrisers. In this installment of the Dead Left series, we'll be looking at the role of spouses in estate administration. The Administrator General and CEO of the Administrator General's Department, Stacey Ann Carty, is back with us to set things straight. Welcome back, Stacey.
Welcome, Stacey.
Good
morning. Thank you. Well, Pinky, let me tell you, she'll defend our picnic, our picnic dead left, and she will not be left out in the cold at all. A lot of people, Stacey, the father's name is not on the birth certificate, and we talked about proof of paternity and all of that. How long does the process normally take for persons to get the name on the birth certificate, and if it's not there, what can they do?
So they can get an attorney, a private attorney, and go to court. You can take with you, as we spoke about last week, the school records. So when you're going to school, you would sign up a form to say who the mother and father are. You can admit that as evidence into the court. You can also, as we said, have the father's relatives go with you to court or do an affidavit to convince the judge that you are a child of the deceased. So the problem that we have, which came up with Pinky, is that we ask them, we write them, we call them, we email them, and the parent does nothing. So the problem we're having is that you can't get anything from the estate until you prove your relationship. So what is happening with this child in the interim? The mother is frustrated, the father is frustrated, but the truth is, because the gentleman's name is not on the birth certificate, you must go to the court and get the declaration from the court before you can get anything.
But why nothing? What are some of the factors that are inhibiting, do you think, the person from responding to what you're asking them for?
Well, if you look at the video, Pinky was just annoyed. What they call him a fuck. Why they don't leave me alone? I know that my child's father is John Brown. And so there's a little bit of annoyance, there's a little bit of grief, there's a lot of emotions, anger that are going through the parent's mind. And what our consideration is, we do not want to disinherit any child because of a parent or a guardian's emotion. And so we actually do not distribute until we wait until the child turns 18 and then we write to the child themselves. So can you imagine if the gentleman died when the child was 2? Where they're investing the assets, protecting the assets for 16 years, writing to the mother, writing to the guardian, but we wait until the child is 18 and then write to them ourselves.
Is there a cut-off point? Like, okay, when you say, I've been reaching out to this person, we've called, we've written letters, we've done all that we can do, we've been protecting the assets over the years so the assets don't dissipate, we've done all that we can. It's now time to lay this to rest. And if so, Stacey, let's say nobody comes. Let's say nobody turns up, Pinky, nobody can, but stress me, lucky. Where does the assets go? Mayors of the government get it, is true?
Let me answer that one first. No. But the process,
take everything.
don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. So let me start with the first thing. How long do we wait? So the child comes 18. They're now an adult. They're of age. We call them, we write them. We don't get a response. We do a newspaper advertisement. It's called a whereabouts ad to say anybody who knows Kitty, call us, write to us, come in. We give 6 weeks. We do another one. So really, once that happens, we've searched social media because sometimes we can't even find the child. We've searched all social media. We cannot locate them. The law provides for us to be able to say that this person has not proven. We've taken all reasonable steps, and so we distribute the assets without them. So in the instance with Pinky, the child with the father's name on the birth certificate, and Pinky as a spouse, they would share it. So Pinky would get 2/3 and the other child gets 1/3. So we take all steps. So you would say...
Suppose the it's a dead stamp on the person.
No, dead stamp, I mean, people look like people,
and the person refuse. I'm not, because look, the child is not in dispute. Look at the child. Look at
Firstly, we rarely see everybody at the office. Much of the conversation we have is over the telephone, emails, letters. So we may never actually see the child, and we can't use that. The law is clear.
The same toe, the same
They might be same 13 finger.
Yeah, the little finger.
Yeah. So you know that we can't take that, right, Dennis? You know that we can't take that. So we must get either the birth certificate, the marriage certificate, that is it, the marriage certificate or the declaration. And if we have done all of that, we've been reasonable, we've been honest, we've been diligent in our searches, we're going to move on with the persons who have proven. But Kitty raised something that I must touch on, that the government takes everything. So people always say to me, well, if you die without a will, the government takes everything. No. The actual fact is most people do in our country die without a will. And what happens is that there's law that says who gets what. So firstly, we look for your primary beneficiaries. Do you have a spouse? Do you have a child? No. Do you have a parent? No, they're both dead before you. Do you have a sister, half sister, whole sister, auntie, uncle, cousin? We go through your entire lineage to try and find somebody who is related to you, because the government is not interested in swooping and taking up everybody's assets. There are, however, some people who have absolutely no relatives. And I'm going to use one legal term for my entire series. It falls to the crown. That's what we call bona vacantia. It's Italian. Law likes Italian. But really what it means is that it's vacant. Nobody is related to you. But even then, the crown will say, anybody who believes that they're morally entitled to the property can say to Governor General, petition him and outline why. So some instances could be, little old lady lives there by herself, no relatives. You go over every day, you cook for her. You say, nice neighbor. You clean for her. You go to the grocery store and you buy her groceries. You take her to church. You're basically like her.
A caregiver.
Right.
Like her family.
Like her family that she never has. And you outline all of that. We do not make the declaration whether you are or aren't. It goes to the Attorney General's chambers. And they said, you know what? You have a moral interest in the property, you can go ahead, the Governor General will waive the Crown's rights and will transfer it to that person. So all of that to say that the Crown, the government, the state, whatever you want to call them, actually try to find anybody who is related to you or who has been like your relative in how they have cared for you during your life to give the property to.
Oh, nice. You see, that's why you have to ask these pertinent questions.
Yeah, because the perception out there,
the government are running and just take everything for themselves, you know? So if you don't have the will, the government will take all of your dead left. So that's actually
what will happen is some random cousin, some random cousin will get it, you know? So, but definitely, Stacey, it's always a pleasure having you.
Yes.
We always learn something.
Yes, thank you for the clarity.
Yeah, indeed. Stacey Ann Carty is the Administrator General and CEO of the Administrator General's Department. She makes a great guest. She's been our guest in this segment. When we return, we're hitting the road for the CVM School Fest Tour. Stay with us. There's more Sunrise after the break.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell.